Hold on. Okay, what time would me and Bonnie go to Dock Ward?
You.
I think since Volo said that he like went into a dark alley at night, we would also do the same thing. So not like this same night, but like the next day at night.
The next day, like in the evening.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And would you have prepped anything? So you had a whole day. So you last night you got hammered.
Yep.
Um, you bought everybody drinks at the tavern, and you didn't actually have the gold to pay for it at the time, but Dernan was willing to give you a tab, and he told you to pay him back later, begrudgingly.
Cool. Is how much is that so I can put it in my other tab?
It was about 2 gold dragon. Um, because a lot of the patrons are of the wealthier sort, and they ended up purchasing alcohol that was a bit pricier than you were anticipating.
Gotcha.
But Volo's fortune is quite significant, so it wouldn't be too bad. Or at least the fortune he's willing to give you wouldn't be too big of a dent, fortune. And also, Dernan's he's very kind to you.
Yeah.
So if you asked him, he'd probably be willing to lower it to half that. And put you on a payment plan if necessary. Pay for the alcohol.
Yeah.
You wake up in the next morning and you're kind of in a stupor. You you can tell that you went a little bit too hard, and probably because you're just a little bit overexcited after for the first time in your life doing something that your mother used to do, and you just feel you feel closer to her in a way, and you also feel closer to your life being more of what you want, which is meaningful and exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But you still also feel a little bit uncertainty about your sudden powers. But over the course of the morning, you go out, you get yourself refreshed. What do you do normally in the morning in Waterdeep? Do you go to
Uh,
work?
I think I still go to work knowing that I'm just gonna get yelled at for whatever the hell happened the day before. Uh,
You arrive at the paper mill,
mm,
and as you open the door, the first thing you hear just out of the second floor of the paper mill. The paper mill as you enter is this big wooden building, and inside on the first floor you enter, and it just the smell of paper and ink just wafts into your face, and it's slightly warm because of the printing press, and there's just all these sweaty journalists and paper workers running around. And there's a second floor from where the more experienced veteran journalists work,
mm-hmm.
a little bit further away from the heat and the noise of the main paper mill section. And in the very top right corner of that second floor is George Jobas Georgeson's um, office. And as you enter the paper mill, almost magically, his voice carries across the paper mill. Bodzon! Bodzon, where are you?
I think I'm so used to this being the first word that I hear from anybody in the morning. On top of like having shaken off the distractedness from the day before, I'm just like head down, walk in, go upstairs, like everything's normal, like yesterday didn't even happen.
As you go up the stairs, a couple of your coworkers just give you like nods of greeting and like, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bodzon, how are you doing? And as you go up to the stairs, already you can see the door to GGG's office. GG Georgeson's office. And He's standing in it, and he's like looking out into the paper mill central area, clearly looking for you, and he hasn't noticed you yet.
Gigi, you wanted to see me?
He just spins around. Hold on, I'm trying to find appropriate art for this guy. I didn't prep this character because I didn't prep
Uh-huh.
this interaction, but I want to fucking do it. So give me a sec.
Let me see. I'm still looking at the tavern. I don't know if you have a different map.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Do you see the different map now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sweet.
Ah,
I don't
is
have a map for the
yeah,
paper.
yeah.
So
This is later.
give me 1 second. He's not gonna look like J.J. Jameson, by the way. Just letting you know.
That's okay.
Can't do that to myself.
For legal reasons, we're making him look differently.
Yeah, legal reasons, sure. You see a big picture on the screen?
I don't know. He kind of looks like him.
As you say that, he turns around towards you. Gigi Jordson is a dwarf, and he's a surly man. He's tall for a dwarf. He's like 4'3", and he's big. He's always wearing some kind of formal journalist wear,
Mhm.
and he always has ink sort of smeared on his fingertips and like on the sides of his cheeks, and the tips of you can tell that his hair would be graying if he didn't add some kind of coloring to it. But it's obvious that there's coloring because there's like little like on his lips there's like brownish ink in places. And he looks at you and he's just like, "Bodson, in my office now." And he just storms into his office, leaving the door open for you.
I take 2 steps from the hallway into the office that he just walked into.
As you enter the office, you see that it's separated into 2 sections. There's like the sort of waiting area and then the office proper.
Mhm.
He's already entered the office proper, and that door is slammed shut as you enter his office. And in the waiting area, there's a secretary. Her name is Trisha, and she's just a regular human secretary. And she just looks up at you, and she looks like she hasn't had her morning coffee. Um, which in Waterdeep you actually have access to because of the international trade. And she just looks up at you and she's just like, "Hey, Bodson, I think you already know he's waiting for you." And she gestures to the door to the office proper.
Thanks, Trisha. I open the door and walk in, and very, very quietly close the door behind me.
Bodson's like looking out this as you enter his office. It's a journalist's office. There's
Mhm.
paper stacks everywhere and like editorials everywhere and copies everywhere. And on his desk, there's just piles of letters and paperwork and quills and ink pots are just kind of scattered around and occasionally tipped over and they're dripping onto some of the paper. And he doesn't seem to bother Gigi at all, but he is he's not exactly the tidiest man, and he's looking out of a window that was specifically designed to be low enough so that he could look out of it standing. And he has his arms crossed behind his back. And as you enter, he sort of doesn't even look at you, and he's like, "Bodson, yesterday, I cannot believe you delayed an entire shipment of paperwork by being clumsy." And he's like his hands like go to his sides and start to curl into fists.
I'm sorry, Gigi. I was going through a lot yesterday, but I promise it won't happen again.
You're going through a lot. And he like, as you say that, he just turns around abruptly. I'm going through 2 divorces at the same time. Polyamorous divorce is difficult. You're going through a lot. I mean, to be fair, you don't even have a family, Bodzon. You don't even have a family. And as he's saying this, he's clearly like not trying to hurt you, and he's clearly just frustrated with his own life,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't care that he's being callous. And he's just like, I can't employ people who are this careless. 15 minutes delayed. The nobles were furious. And he's just like, he slams his hands onto his desk, and he looks at you, and he's just like, if you're still going through something, you need to tell me.
Well, I
You know
found
what? I
out.
don't even care. Before you, I don't even care. You know what, Bodzon? You're fired. Get out. And he points at the door. Why are you still
Uh,
standing there?
I'm gonna use elementalism and just pick up. This is not actually how the spell works, but it doesn't really do anything useful. So I'm just gonna use it to kind of pick up one of the ink spots and just kind of flick it at his to like mess up his shirt as I walk away, and try not to let him
Bodzon!
see.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay, can you roll?
Oh,
You try to flick it at his shirt so he doesn't see it happen. It just sort of falls over naturally.
yeah, I wanted to make it look like I'm like turning around, reaching for the door, and in the same motion, just kind of like flick some ink onto him.
Okay, roll a performance check.
Okay, hold on. I forgot to grab my dice.
God, the real dice boy. By the way, I'm a little sick, so I can't do like deep voices or anything. Just letting you know. In the future, this guy's gonna sound much deeper than this.
Okay, performance. What is my performance? +3? Oh yeah. Oh boy. 12.
Okay. As you reach like for the door, a gust of wind gently knocks an ink pot over and splashes the Gigi's desk and his shirt. And he doesn't realize that you kind of did that. He's
Yeah.
just like, Trisha, please send someone in to clean up the room again. And as you open the door, Trisha sort of hurries in. She's like, "Oh, of course, Gigi. But didn't you need somebody to handle the delivery of the editorials for this morning to the nobles?" And as she says that, Bodson's like rubbing his temples, and he just stops, and he's just like, "Can't can't one of the other boys do it?" And she's just like, "Well, you sent the other boys to the castle ward and the dock ward, and I do believe that none of the other boys have the access codes to the noble area." And as she's saying this, you're still sort of walking out, but you're starting to slow down because this has happened before.
Yeah.
And you're slowly walking out the door, and Gigi just lets go of his temples and he goes, Bodzon, get in here.
I slowly turn around.
You're unfired. I need you to take the editorials down to the nobles. Report back to me when it's done. Is there
Oh,
anything else we needed, Trisha? And he looks at Trisha, and she's just like, "Well, we also needed somebody to collect the portraits of Lord Neverember." And he's just like, "Yes, Bodzon, collect the portraits of of Lord Neverember while you're there, if you would." And who's he supposed to get it from? And Trisha's just like, he's supposed to get it from the official office. Yes, Bodzon, the official office. Why are you still standing there? Go. And Trisha just sort of gives you a tired smile as she starts picking up stacks of paper and organizing things. And as she's in the middle, you're walking out, and in the middle of her organizing, he's grabbing sheets of paper from the stack she's making and ruining all the organization and writing things rapidly down. As you exit the office, you know the layout of the paper mill. You've worked there for a while. There's a stack of editorials that are specifically for the noble ward. You are one of the few people allowed access up there, simply because you've kind of built a relationship with some of the noble officials.
mm-hmm.
And you have the option now to take it and go do your job, basically.
Yeah,
The stack is large, and in the past, it's taken you about 3 or 4 hours to even do this one simple task. And you know that to collect the portrait from the noble office will take another 2 to 3 hours. And it's always exhausting, and it's always thankless and relatively boring, and to be honest, not fulfilling in any way. And today, the stack seems to be quite a bit larger.
This is not what Bodson was expecting to do for work today, but he was expecting something like this to happen, so he just picks up the papers and starts to go about his day, keeping his mind. He's not like distracted thinking about something else, but like trying to work through the day as fast as possible because he knows he has something going on at night. Like he's got this plan that he set up with Bonnie. He knows that they're doing something, so he's like, I just got to make it through today, and then I get to do the real stuff, like starting at like 6 or 7 p.m.
So you grab the stacks of paper, and your day goes pretty much as it normally would. You take individual stacks down to the different noble houses in the noble ward. The officials look at your paperwork. They sign you in. They sign you out. You hand over the editorials over to them. You wait for them to give the reviews, and then you go back and you deliver the reviews, and then you grab the next stack and then do the same thing about 4 or 5 times. And as expected, it took you around 5 hours. And then afterwards, Gigi was very upset that somehow you had not magically teleported the portraits into his office. He fired and unfired you about 3 or 4 more times before finally Trisha got him to realize that you had been doing the editorial deliveries. And he begrudgingly accepts that perhaps it would not be humanly possible for you to have done it any faster. And then you go down to the noble office. It's a giant counselor's building, and there's a specific gentleman there who does the portraits of the noble, and he gives you a big stack of portraits for probably an edition in the future, next week or the week after. And you take it back, and finally your day ends. And totally, it was around a 9-hour workday. You got there at around 7, and you're leaving at around 4. After the workday, Gigi, on your way out, hands you 2 copper pieces for the day and slaps you on the back and says, "Okay, Botson, I'll see you tomorrow. Don't be late." And then he slams the paper mill door shut in your face and all the other employees' faces. And you turn and you look at all the other employees. They're all equally exhausted. And Trisha just sort of sighs, and they all sort of disperse to go home. And it's the middle of the day now. It's around 4 p.m. And the sun is still up, but it's starting to go towards the later side of the day, and it's fairly warm. And now you're free to do whatever you'd like
I
until your agreed upon meetup time at 7 p.m. by the dock warden.
Yeah, I am fully exhausted from the day, but still like forcing myself to have more energy because I know I've got something else to do. So as Gigi slams the door, I'm just staring at the 2 copper pieces. Like, this is meaningless to me at this point. So I make my way home and completely spend the 2 copper pieces immediately, like grabbing a piece of bread or something from a stall that I pass by. And I just hurry home, get changed into like not armor, but like the thickest leather pieces of clothing that I can find. And like the like thickest and darkest pieces of clothing that I can find.
Having been a blacksmith's son, you do have like a thick blacksmith's apron.
Yeah,
which is like pretty thick,
apron, like one of those little harnesses to like hold tools, and a just like thick thick pants, like the kind of not like stable pants, like or like riding pants for like if you're riding a horse, but just like the thickest pair of pants that I have. And just going home, changing, grabbing as much, useful stuff that I could feasibly carry on me, and eating on the way home, I guess I just like take the next few hours to like prep myself in what I think like quote unquote adventurer's clothes is. And then make my way to where I'm supposed to meet Bonnie.
All right. Your adventurer's outfit is more akin to a blacksmith's toolkit than it is to an adventurer's outfit. But you do feel a little bit more secure, and you feel like if somebody tried to stab you in the chest, you would be okay. You start making your way to Dock Ward. The evening is starting to settle in. The sun is still in the sky, but the sky has taken a sort of orange hue as it's starting to set slowly. You make it to the Dock Ward entrance, and already there is Bonnie, and she's a little bit more prepared than you are. She is. You see Bonnie right now?
Yeah.
Okay. She's wearing her what you thought was her usual barmaid's outfit, but now that you take a closer look at it, it's actually like pretty thick leather armor almost. And she's carrying like an extra satchel or two, and she just seems to have a lot of equipment that you're not very familiar with. It looks like one set of it is like tiny tools, like a little fork, a little long piece of metal, and stuff like that. And she's just sort of like relaxing against the column of the dock ward. And as you approach, you see the smell of like ocean water sort of wafts to your nostrils, and the sounds of partygoers and market traders slowly filter in. The dock ward of Waterdeep is a very active place. It's one of the most active places of Waterdeep, and you've been there a few times before. It always has people, even in the height of summer when it's the warmest it could be, or the height of winter when it's the coldest it could be. Dock Ward is guaranteed to be one of the busiest places. There's people of all kinds there, and in general, it is always a great place to be if you just want to spend an evening, or if you're looking for work. Bonnie notices you as you approach, and she sort of gives you like a happy wave, and she's just like, Bodzon, you made it! And she's like welcoming you.
I keep like hunched down, and I like hurry towards her, seemingly like I'm trying to sneak around for some reason, not knowing that like
Can you make
it's just the middle of the day, or it's still like
make a stealth check?
Okay.
Please.
I'm not that I'm trying to hide from her specifically, but I'm just
No,
trying
I know.
like
You're trying to look inconspicuous. Make it a performance. Make it a performance check.
Okay. Let me see.
Are you trying to be inconspicuous? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know if it doesn't matter. I rolled a 6, so my stealth.
You rolled a 6?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll say 7.
7? Okay. As you're approaching in this sort of like what you imagine is a clandestine way, what you imagine like a rogue would approach the dock ward. She just looks at you with the most confused, puzzled expression, and she's like, "Did you lose something on the floor?" And she's like looking on the floor where you're looking and trying to help you find what she believes you lost. And she's like, "Are you all right?"
Shh! No. We can't. We're looking for people, right? We can't let anybody see us.
Oh, and like realization sparks. Oh, of course we gotta be super secretive. Totally. Yeah. And she starts to also do a roguelike impression, but she seems to be much better at it. She sort of just blends into the crowd, and for a second you actually lose her in the crowd.
I fully like, as I'm trying to like scan around, I look one way and I look back and she's completely gone. I have no idea where she went.
Yeah, she's completely gone. And then she like taps you on the shoulder. She's like, "Bodzon, you coming?" and you guys both sort of enter the dock ward.
Mhm.
As you enter the dock ward, it's already evening, and the the place has sort of switched over to the evening uh, commerce. So instead of what is usually like fish traders and fish markets and food markets and like uh like clothing goods and stuff like that, there's now more like a trinket market and drinks and like uh, taverns are open along the sides. As you enter the dockward on the left, there's a performing barbarian with a small crowd of people around him doing acrobatic tricks and in general just uh, lightening the mood. He at one point lights a torch on fire and eats it and then breathes out fire, and it's all very fantastical. Further ahead of you, there's a one late merchant boat that must have arrived in the later part of the day. There's some very upset dock workers unloading it. Dotted around the dockboard, you do notice the city watch. Um, they're sort of here. Let me show you. They're kind of all over the place. They're wearing heavy armor. They're mostly looking kind of lazy. It's not like they're really on high alert or anything.
Mhm.
And notably, they don't notice Bonnie at all. One of them does look directly at you as you enter the dock ward. Gives you like a nod of like welcome to Waterdeep, and then looks back out onto the dock ward for any potential troublemakers. Further ahead, you do see the bazaar, like one small bazaar. But you know that in this area, this is mostly the unloading section right in front of the entrance, and then further down is like the main mercantile section. And you also know where the skewered dragon is, which is on the other side of where you just entered.
Gotcha.
Bonnie sort of walks in and she's like, "Okay, so I was thinking we could go straight to the skewered dragon, but if you want to like look around, I haven't seen any Zentarum yet, but I don't think they'd be here because she points at like the a couple of city watch. Seems like not the best time, not the best place to be abandoned."
Yeah, I think we go to the skewer dragon, and then
Okay.
I just like try to stick to the side of things as I'm walking.
As you're walking past different bazaars, you're sticking a little bit too close to the side, and you're like bumping into crowd people. And one of the city watch guys is like, he's now directly looking at you, and he's just like giving you a confused look as you're like, excuse me, sorry, excuse me, and you're like walking past people. Bonnie, by the way, has vanished again. You don't know where she went. You assume she's nearby, but she's in the crowd. Um, as you get closer down towards the middle where the mercantile ship is being unloaded, the smell of like seawater gets a bit stronger, and especially like the smell of fish gets a bit stronger. And you realize the reason the dock workers are so upset is because they're unloading a day-old catch fish. For God knows what reason. It's far too late for anybody to be buying fish. It's probably all garbage. Um, to your right is a small market, and ahead of you, there's a bard sitting on the edge playing music with a little tin cup in front of him. Just across from him is a dockward merchant, and he's just sort of trying to peddle to anybody coming around. He's like, "Please check out my goods from Cathara. Only the finest exotics, the wine, the food, the clothing." And everybody's kind of walking past him. A couple people are stopping by his stall.
I keep going. I'm trying not to like make eye contact with anybody, especially the dock ward. Like a few times I've made like trying not to meet people's eyes. I've accidentally like glossed over and made full on direct eye contact with one of them and just been like, "Oh, sorry, didn't mean to." And then I kind of make my way past here, trying not to get noticed by the merchant.
Okay. As you're walking past the merchant, he pointedly calls out, "You, young lad! Oh, look at you wearing your blacksmith's wear. You should relax. Come, check out my wares." And he sort of like points at a bunch of exotic scarves. And notably, there's no price tags next to them. There's like fruits and wines and all this kind of stuff. Some of the fruit looks a little bit questionable,
Hmm.
and the wine bottles look a little bit scuffed and disorganized, but the clothing looks like it's pretty good condition. And he actually walks up to you. He's like, "Please, lad," and he grabs your arm and starts dragging you towards his stall. Before Bonnie just bumps into him rudely, and he's like, "Ugh." He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. We were trying to get on with our date," and he's just like, "Oh, clearly befuddled.
Hmm.
Um, of course. Well, wouldn't you like some wine?" And she's just like, "Oh, no, no, we couldn't possibly bother you anymore, sir. I'm so sorry. I'm sure we'll be back." And he's just like a little bit annoyed. He's like, "Of course," and he goes back to his stall. And Bonnie just sort of looks at you like, "Jesus, dude, he's so pushy."
I like vacantly look at her and just continue following. And at first I was trying not to like be noticed, and now I'm completely glazed over, just being like, did she say date? What do you mean date? I thought we were going to do like, I thought we were going to find people. Is this a date? Is this what dating is?
Bonnie stops by one of the bard who's playing music by the dockboard, and she flicks a copper coin into his tin cup, and he nods at her and thanks. And you guys start moving further down, and as you're moving further down, you notice a unique shop directly in front of you. Um, it's unique in that it's colored purple when all the other buildings are sort of this either dark gray, brown, just not purple.
Hmm.
And on the front of the shop is it just says in big bold letters, "Old Zoblob's Shop." And underneath it, "Adventure, welcome, trinkets for all, equipment for all. Please come in." And the windows are like this just kaleidoscope of colors. And on the windows is like these images of famous heroes and stuff that you've heard of before.
Hmm.
Um, and the door is shut, but the open sign is on top of it. And Bonnie sort of looks at it and she's just like, "Well, that's a little bit gaudy."
Uh, Half vacantly, I stare up at the sign, just really intently focusing on the word adventurer, and I just slowly make my way into the shop, completely forgetting what we're supposed to be doing.
As you enter, Bonnie's sort of falling behind you. All right, drag you in here.
Oop.
Bonnie's falling behind you, and she's just like, "Watson, what are you doing?" But she's still following you, follows you into the shop.
Mhm.
As you enter the shop, on the left, the inside of the shop is much less um, clean than the outside, but it is the same horrific purple color. And it's just a kaleidoscope of different shades of pink and purple inside of it. And as you enter, there's a deep gnome on the other side looking over a couple of plants and a antique chair. And a little doorbell, like a little bell above the door, rings as you hit it with the door as you enter. And he just goes, "Welcome to Zoblob's shop, where I can provide everything you need for any adventurer's problem or plight, and the best trinkets in the city." And he doesn't even look up from where he is. He's just still focused on the plants. On the left-hand side is something you've never seen before. It is a giant stuffed beholder head. Its eye is sort of glazed over. It's a big green eye. It's sort of glazed over and looking up, and its like mouth and its tongue are like artificially out as if it's yelling. And it's just sort of sitting up there, menacingly looking over the entire shop.
As I enter, I notice it and stared horrified deeply into its eye, and I swear to God, I see it twitch. And
Could you make a
oh no,
perception check?
oh no, I'm gonna
Don't
use.
worry, I'm not gonna fucking make you
Yeah,
fight a
I know,
beholder.
I know. Oh, oh, good. 4.
Just a 4?
Yep.
You could have sworn you saw it twitch, but now that you think about it, not really. It's definitely just a dead beholder. might even be fake.
Ah.
Bonnie sort of stands next to you and she's like, "You see that thing move?"
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't actually see it move so that she doesn't know that I'm completely freaked out by the thing. And I go up to the deep gnome and I just go, "Are you Zobnob?" Zoblob? Zoblob.
You said it. No, you said what you said. What did you
Okay.
say?
I said
Zobnob?
Zobnob. God damn
As
it.
you say Zobnob, he just sort of stiffens for a sec. No, good sir. And he like turns around and he's wearing a hood over his head, and in his hands is like this big book. You can't really make out what's written on it. He just looks at you and he's like, "No, good sir. Zoblob, it's on the door."
Sorry, Zoblob. Yeah.
Zoblob, yeah.
Zoblob. Do you have like helmets, or you have adventure gear, right?
Yes, lad, I have adventure gear. Do you want to take a look around, maybe? He's clearly annoyed that you're bothering him directly.
Oh.
Um, and he's just like, and then in the middle of saying that, he sort of stops himself and he's just like, under his breath, you just hear barely, "Bad for business, bad for business." And he seems to like adjust his face and he just smiles and he's like, "But of course, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction. Um, how much money would you be willing to spend today?" And as he says that, Bonnie sort of walks over to you and she goes and like nudges you in the arm and gives you a little head shake, like, "Don't say an exact amount."
Uh, so that I know what to actually tell him, do I have money?
You should have, when you made your character, you should have had some bit of money.
Oh, right.
You have a if you don't have it on your character sheet, I'll give you an amount.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I've got 44 gold.
44 gold? Oh, 44 gold like GP, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that's actually that's 4 silvers and 4 copper. 10 GP is 1 silver, 1 GP is 1 copper, 100 is a gold dragon.
Gotcha. Oh, that's good to know. 100 equals gold. 10 equals silver.
You can keep track of it with dragons, serpents, and coppers. Those are the names. Serpents
Gotcha,
are silvers,
gotcha.
dragons are gold, coppers are copper.
Dragon.
Also sometimes called.
Um. Okay, I
Did you
look.
know that Zoblob is staring directly at you
Yeah,
as you guys interact a little bit?
yeah. I look at him and I'm like, nothing too much. Just looking for a cheap helmet.
As you say this, his shoulders sort of sag a little bit, and his smile, clearly forced, like it seems like he can't even help it, becomes a frown. But you can tell he thinks he's still smiling because he eventually just says, "Of course, modest pricing, not a problem. Please, this way." And he sort of directs you to the right, and there's a table just covered in paints and pots and stuff. But in the middle of it are some arcane books and a helmet, which is just this kind of rusty iron helmet. And he immediately pushes the books to the side, and he pushes the books to the side and the paints to the side, clearly not wanting you to even look at them. And he grabs the helmet and he just turns around happily and he's just like, "Aha, sir! The perfect helmet for you to match your garb." And he points at your blacksmith, like aware of such a fine amateur adventurer such as yourself. Yeah. So, how much you got? And he looks up at you again. Again,
Mm,
Bonnie's giving you like a nod, like a shake, like don't tell him how much money you have.
uh, if he lets me, I don't know if he's like holding it, like not trying to let me look at it, but I would motion to like take it from him and like look at it.
As you motion, he hands it over to you.
Okay. I
I,
stare
I'd like for
deeply
you to
into
make
it.
a.
Oh,
I'd like for you to make a perception check.
okay. We're gonna try the third dice. Oh boy. Perception? 2.
As far as you can tell, this is a sturdy iron helmet. It might look a little bit rusted. Actually, you know what? Do it with advantage. Roll another dice because you are a blacksmith's son.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Perfect. Oh, 4. God.
That's with your bonus.
Yeah, I have a plus 0 to perception. Oh boy.
All right, you're getting it out of the way now.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, this is a sturdy, high-quality helmet worth easily a silver.
I'm so distracted by the fact that I'm quote unquote doing adventuring that I'm not even paying attention. I'm just like, this is it. This is my helmet. I'm gonna get through so much stuff with this.
As you're holding it, Bonnie like grabs your shoulder, takes the helmet out of your hand, and she looks at it as well, and she's just like, "This is painted wood." And as she says this, Zoblob stiffens very quickly and then goes, "That cannot be. Let me look at that. Let me look at that right now." And he snatches it out of her hand and he looks at it. He's like, "Lady, you're out of your mind, but clearly you're looking for something else. This will be for my next customer." And he opens a drawer behind him, throws the helmet in. You hear a clanking noise, slams the drawer, turns around, and he goes, "Okay, I have something better for you." And he goes behind the counter a little bit and pulls out another helmet. And this one doesn't look like it's rusty or messed up at all. It has a nice little sheen to it. And he turns around and he's just like, "It is a little bit pricier. Just a little bit, though. Not too much. Zafop will never overcharge." And he hands you another helmet. And this one, if you'd like to make another perception check, please. With advantage.
Okay, cool. 12.
Okay. This one also is a high quality, sturdy helmet, easily worth 1 silver coin. And Bonnie's looking at it as well, and she's just like, but she doesn't do anything.
Thinking that
Zoblob's clearly expecting for you to say a number, by the way.
Yeah, thinking that I know more than I actually do about what the helmet is worth, I offer 1 silver. I'm like, yeah, I could pay a silver for this.
Zoblob sort of hesitates and is like, "That's a good offer. Good offer, lad. I can see you know your armor. However, that would be a blacksmith's price. And I am, unfortunately, a humble shop. I have a few more a silver and 4 coppers." And he's like looking at you. You guys are now negotiating. When he says a silver and 4 coppers, Bonnie just goes. He looks at her with like an evil eye, but she doesn't say anything. So he looks.
Yeah. 1 silver and 2 copper.
He's like, "Deal." He puts out his hand.
I shake his hand and take the helmet, and I stare
and he puts
at
out his
it
other
in the
hand,
same way.
clearly like doing a gesture like
looking
money.
For gotcha. I give him the silver and copper.
As you reach out to give him the silver and copper, Bonnie grabs your hand. "Hold on. That doesn't make any sense. If this was directly from a blacksmith, he would have wasted all of his time making it. All you're doing is selling it." And Zoblob sort of stiffens. Just like, "Deal was made. Hands shook. He shook my hand." And Bonnie's like, "Yeah, you did." And she lets go of your hand, and you drop the coins into his palm. And she's giving you like a side eye of like, "Oh my god."
I look at Bonnie and go like, it's I got it. It's okay. I know.
Like, "I know you got it."
And then
she wanders off to look back at the beholder. As that's happening, Zoblob sort of just nudges you. "Little bit of trouble, eh? Don't worry about it. That was a good deal."
Hold on, I'm doing math. Okay. I'm just like, thank you. And I look around for a mirror and put the helmet on.
You find a mirror. There's one in the corner of the shop. You put the helmet on, and it actually looks quite nice. It fits nicely. It's a nice iron helmet. Add one iron helmet to your equipment. You can equip it if you'd like.
Yes. How do I add item? Iron helmet. I have no idea how to add an iron helmet, so I'm just gonna
You
write
can
it.
just write a note. Yeah, it gives you +1 AC and gives you advantages on certain checks for having a helmet on.
+1 AC. And you said advantage?
On certain checks. I'll let you know when it gives you, as long as you're wearing it.
Checks. I put it on. And now my master plan is complete. I can switch the icon for my character.
Do it.
That's not it. Hold on. Hold on. Oh boy, this is gonna take me a second. Hold on.
Go for it. Take your time.
I can't. When I click on me,
Uh-huh.
it brings up my the character sheet in Roll20. I don't remember where the.
I have your icon. You can just drag and drop it. You can change your icon. Do you want me to do it for you?
Oh, can I just do this? That didn't do it. Yes, please.
The one that you sent earlier, right?
Yeah. I put it in
Oh,
Roll20
dude, you look
already.
so much better.
Yeah, I
Hold
know.
on. I know you did. Give me a sec. I have to upgrade my account.
What?
There's just a subscription for more space on the thing. I'm gonna need it anyway, so it's fine. One sec. Oh wait, no, I have my wallet here. Ooh, lost my ring.
Ah, I got it. Hold on.
What? It won't matter. I think because it exceeded our limit for the space.
No.
It's fine. I pay, no problem. One of benefits of working in fucking City Devil.
Ah, I have done it. It is me.
All right. As you put on the helmet, Zoblob comes up behind you, and he's just like, very adventurous. Very good, very good. And Bonnie comes up behind you, and she actually also looks a little bit impressed. She's like, you look good.
I look at her. I'm like, see, it was worth it.
She rolls her eyes. Uh-huh. And Zoblob is now like kind of looking at both of you, and he's just like, would there be anything else you could say? Perhaps
No.
a trinket? And he sort of turns around and he picks up some weird silver necklace and a weird golden ring, and he just turns. He's like, and he puts them both out for you to look at.
I very quickly glance at them, and I'm like, no, thank you. We have to be going. We have a date. And then I try to leave.
As you're leaving, Bonnie's like chuckling under her breath. Yeah, date. And then she exits. And you guys go back to the dock ward. And Zoblob goes back to his whatever the fuck he was doing before.
As I'm leaving, I take one little look at the beholder just to make sure it doesn't move as I walk away.
Make another performance check.
Oh,
No, sorry, perception.
11?
Its eye moves. It's
Oh,
actually looking directly at you.
I walk out as fast as possible before anything else moves.
Bonnie notices your hurried exit, and she's just like, "You okay?"
Yeah. That thing. Did you see that thing move?
Yes. Oh my god! It wasn't just me.
Yeah.
I swear to God, its eye was following me the whole time.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Let's get out
Yeah,
of
that guy
here.
was creepy. By the way, and she stops you. If you ever pay a silver for an iron helmet again, I'm gonna kill you. You might as well just give me the money.
We'll have plenty of money. We'll have plenty of money later.
Not if you spend it like that. But she's just following along. As you guys go further down into the dock ward, you pass some interesting merchants that are selling unique artificer trinkets. Bonnie seems to slow down as you pass them, and she looks at them a little bit. But she also looks at the price tags that are by them, and you see things like one dragon, 10 serpents, like 1 dragon, 5 serpents, 1 dragon, 6 serpents, and she sees the prices and she just sort of goes, and then she continues along her way past the artificer merchant. As you guys round the corner, you're now in the main merchant section of Dockward. There's tons of people, way more than the section before. It's basically fully crowded. There's merchants along the port side just yelling out different merchandise, food, clothing, weapons, armor, just all kinds of different things. You notice one merchant selling iron helmets for just 15 copper pieces, and you see sorry, not 15, 5 copper pieces.
Okay, cool.
And
I
you
was
see
like, wait a minute.
that's more than what you paid. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 copper pieces, and Bonnie notably points it out for continuing down. And as you're walking through this crowd, you have the opportunity to go shopping yourself if you'd like. There's several merchants who are waving at you to come over. But to the right, immediately, you see a gathering of City Watch. Um, they are standing over what looks like to be the violent aftermath of a gang fight. There's about 4 or 5 corpses, from what you can tell from this distance. A couple of them are Zentarum. Most of them are Xanathar. And to the side, there is. I added this. I swear to God. Where is it?
Is it these dudes?
No. Yeah, it's these dudes here.
Yeah.
You can see them. Focus. See?
Yeah.
But there is. I thought I added it. Oh wait, I can show it. Hold on. Boom. Show it everyone. Ah, that's the crime scene.
Hmm.
And then to the side, there's one city watch guard escorting a couple of Zentharan thugs to the side, and they have like magical gauntlets, like magical cuffs. And it's kind of a brutal, grisly scene. It's very contrasted to the sort of lighthearted and friendly merchant section, but it doesn't seem to be really bothering anybody, specifically because the city guard have kind of blocked it and are directing traffic around it.
Mm.
When as you cross this, Bonnie sees it, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
I kind of start making my way over, not like getting too close where I'd be interrupting them, but I'm just kind of like trying to see what happened.
Okay, you can go ahead and move a little bit closer.
Like here.
As you get closer, the city watcher actually, there's one of the Zentarum is on his knees, and they're interrogating him. I would like for you to make a perception check with advantage to see if you can hear what they're saying. But before you do that, there's a few more City Watch, and they notice you get a little bit closer, and they sort of lock ranks, and they're just like, they're they're ready for if you got close enough to redirect you very clearly. But still make a perception check.
16.
You hear the words Rayron, son of Neverember, and hideout.
Rayron, son of November.
And that's the city watchguard saying it, and the Zentarim man in cuffs laughs very loudly, bits on his shoes, and then promptly gets kicked in the head before being uprighted by a soldier behind him, and the interrogation continues.
So I got pictures of Neverember, right?
You do. You have pictures of. So are you talking about this morning when you
Yeah.
went on your work?
Yeah.
You did. So you actually got pictures of Lord Neverember, which is the Lord of Waterdeep. He's an older man. He's like white hair. He clearly is quite handsome. Or he at least used to be when he was younger. Now he's sort of like, I would say, foxy.
Yeah.
He's very well known. You do know of his son, Rayron, who is kind of like an estranged son. He's no longer really a part of the royal family, and mostly because he's disagreed with some of his father's tactics in the past. Although it's not very clear to the public eye what happened, as a newspaper man, you are aware that it is relation to some accusations of embezzlement on Neverember. And you're vaguely aware of his appearance. He is a young lad, same appearance as his father, with ginger red hair. Roughly the same description as Flume, which is why Volo had told you earlier why he believed they were trying to kidnap Flume in the first place, is they believed he was the son of Lord Neverember.
Gotcha. And that's a different guy than the prince that was with them as well, right?
That is the prince.
That is the prince. Okay, that's
That
what I
is the
thought. Gotcha.
There's Flume and then the prince.
Okay, cool. I turn away so that the watch can't see me talking to Bonnie, and I'm like, they're looking for Rayron too.
Make a stealth check with advantage.
Oh, that's my stealth. Oh, 19 plus 120.
Okay. The city watch don't notice you whisper to Bonnie. And Bonnie's just like, "Oh, really? Did you hear something?"
Yeah, they were looking for his hideout. Or looking for him and a hideout? I'm not sure.
Why would
But
they be looking for Flume?
Rayron. They're looking for Rayron. But
Oh,
I think that's
do
why
they think Flume's also Rayron? That's
maybe
crazy, right?
maybe that's why Zentrum took him in the first place.
Well, yeah, but there's no way the actual son of Lord Neverember's been taken by Zentrum, right? It's just a guy who looks like him.
I mean, Volo was the one that told us. So,
You make a very, very persuasive argument.
yeah.
We should probably ask them something, no? I mean, they're the city watch.
I mean, I feel like they won't tell us anything because, they're the city watch.
You're right. They're giving us the stink eye. And as she says that, you look back, and the two of the city watch are just sort of staring at both of you, and one of them nudges the other one and just points at you.
Yeah. I kind of like nod towards them, like, have a nice day. And I walk away towards.
This city watch goes, "You as well, citizen. Move along."
And then I leave.
As you're going, Bonnie's like, "We gotta go the other way, right?"
Do we have to go past them? Because I was gonna go down.
No, you don't have to. You can go down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down so that they don't know where we're going.
The this noise of the busy bazaar sort of fades into the background, and you guys go down a sort of dark alley.
Mm.
Um, as you, sorry, I didn't mean to grab your character. As you go here, you round the corner and you find yourself in front of the skewered dragon. Um, this is just a little bit away from the city watch, and it is frankly disturbing that there is a Zentarim group of Zentarim thugs actively making a deal about 15 meters away from where their buddies are getting arrested. They're making the deal in the alley right in front of the skewer dragon. And as you guys approach from the alley, one of the Zentarim like pushes his buddy and he's like, "Hey, look." And the Zentarim thug looks up and he's just like, "Okay." And they drag the guy away who they're making the deal with, and they disappear into the dark alley.
Mm.
That's happening.
Yeah. I
At this point, by the way, the sun has almost set, so the sky is now like this kaleidoscope of orange, yellow, and red.
mm, I look to Bonnie and I'm like, more Zentharum. Should we follow them or did we need something in the skewer dragon?
I mean, Volo said that was the last place to come. I don't
Mm.
know, man. Following Zentrum in the dark alley.
I think we gotta follow them. And I hesitantly go this way, trying to actually sneak this time.
All right, sure.
Did I
Also,
see?
please describe to me what actively sneaking is for you.
Uh, I think I like
I'm just
I
curious.
actually crouch down. Like I actually, as opposed to like, I don't know. I guess I do the same thing, but like I do it a little bit more this time. I'm like,
Bonnie like stops you halfway, and she's like, "You look ridiculous." And then you see her sort of like lean against the alleyway, and you notice that she specifically starts following a path that avoids the few lanterns that are in this area and follows the shadows. Please make a stealth check as well, but you do notice this. Make it with an advantage.
oh boy, 12.
You both sort of you follow Bonnie's path directly,
Yeah.
um, and you're both kind of out of sight now, as far as you can tell. You actually lose sight of Bonnie again, which is unbelievable because it's just you two now. But as you round the corner, the two Zentrum thugs actually didn't really go that far into the alley. They're still making the deal with the other man. And you see one of the Zentrum pull out a little bag and hand it to the man, and the other man hand back a different bag. And they sort of both shake hands, and the Zentrum thugs like lean back against the wall, and the man like scurries off into the alley.
Mm.
They've not noticed you.
Yeah. Did I hear them say anything or did they just kind of silently hand stuff off?
It was mostly silent. If you want, uh, it was mostly silent. It was just like one of them nodding. The one who's like gave the first bag is behind the guy who took the second bag. And notably, the one who had the first bag is clearly the quote unquote leader of the two. Because the other guy is like constantly looking back to him for approval for the deal is good,
Hmm.
and then he looks back at the other guy. Yeah, but there was no words exchanged. And both of the Zentrum are now relaxed against the alley.
Uh, um, do I see? Mm, I think I'm just gonna walk up to him. I'm just gonna walk up to him and be like, what are you guys selling? Can I get some?
As you do that, Bonnie's like, what are you doing? But it's too late. You walk into the light, and you're like, and as you say those words, the Zentrum, who's not the leader, it looks at you, and he's just like, gets off the wall, goes for a short sword on his belt, and the leader behind him just grabs his arm and goes and shakes his head no, and starts taking control of the situation. What are you looking to buy?
Well, information mostly. We're looking for somebody that went missing, um, with I believe some of your friends a few nights ago.
As you say this, the I won't say the younger guy. So there's an older guy who's in charge and a younger guy.
Uh,
The younger guy goes, "Oh, you want to go missing too, huh?" The older man is still holding his young compatriot by the arm, and his hand like sort of grips tighter. He's like, "Calm down, calm down. What kind of information and what kind of accusation is that? We don't kidnap."
no, not kidnap. I just I haven't seen him in a while. I just want to make sure that he's okay. He around here get a little too drunk. Just want to make sure he ended up in a safe place.
Oh yeah, around here, ending up in a safe place. Very easy, very easy.
Mm-hmm.
But why are you looking for your friend all alone in the dark? So they've not noticed Bonnie.
Yeah. Um, this was the last place that we saw him. You know,
What's your friend look like, huh?
uh, ginger hair. Yay high, and I kind of motion not very well because I don't actually know how tall he is, but just kind of like this tall. You seen him around?
The younger Zentrum sort of just like looks a little bit confused, and the older guy is just like also slightly confused. Ginger, this tall? Are you looking for the prince?
Yeah, some people have said he looks like him.
Looks like it. As you say that, the young guy looks very sharply at the old man, completely like losing his composure.
Mm-hmm.
The old guy still has this confused look upon his face and like gives his young compatriot a very stern look, and then he goes, "Get away." And the young guy goes, "But," and he says, "Get away." And the young guy walks further into the alley and through a door, and disappears. And now the old man is the only one standing there. And as he's standing there, from behind him, this weird shadow starts to form into what looks like an imp,
Oh,
and its eyes are like purple, deep purple, almost like Zoblob's shop, to be honest. Vaguely reminds you of that.
interesting.
Um, and it forms behind him, but he's not reached for any of the weapons on his belt or anything, and he's just like, looks like the prince, huh?
Yeah, something like that. You know anything about it?
You know, I kind of do, yeah. But hey, friend, we're friends, right? And he's getting closer to you. And as he's getting closer, this imp like shadow creature starts to smile kind of wickedly and starts to make little tiny like chuckling.
Mm.
Just like
Yeah, we could be friends if you
we're all
know.
friends here. We're all friends here. And he's much closer to you now. In fact,
Uh,
he's like a foot away from
gotcha.
you. In fact, he's he's in your personal space.
Am I within like touch distance?
Yeah, he's you somehow did not notice this. He's literally his arm is around your neck.
I'm gonna reach at him and cast Chill Touch.
Make a perception check.
Uh oh. Oh fuck. 2.
As you reach out to cast the spell, you just feel so tired all of a sudden. And he's leaning in even closer, and he's just like, all good friends. Very good friends. Not a problem. I'll help you find your friend. You have any gold on you? And he's now just reaching into your pockets and pulling out your silver pouch. And he
Uh,
opens it lazily in front of you. Make a Constitution saving throw.
God damn it. Is this anything elemental? Could I use absorb elements at all?
It is.
I will also do that. Oh, wait.
You'll cast Absorb Elements.
Yes. And you said Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, so instead of a Constitution saving throw, just
Oh.
make a regular spell check. So you're just roll a dice and add your spellcasting modifier.
Gotcha. Oh, fuck yeah. What is my spellcasting modifier on its own? Oh, right there. 22.
Unbeknownst to you, something inside of you like sort of activates as if alerted to a danger, and suddenly a burst of power flows through your limbs, and the little shadow creature that was staring at you earlier flickers for a moment and then vanishes. And you're suddenly very much aware that you've been pushed against a wall. This man has taken your silver pouch, and he's lazily looking through it as if he didn't just mug you. As you realize this, you also realize you don't know where Bonnie is.
Oh. Now that I seem like more about myself, can I do chill touch again?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 18 to hit.
All right. Can you describe what the spell does?
Channeling Chill of the Grave. Make a melee spell attack against a target within reach. On hit, they take 1d10 necrotic damage and can't regain hit points.
Yeah. You don't know where this is coming from. The power that's surging within you is very unfamiliar to you, but you feel the need to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as if that feeling drives you. You reach out, and in the middle of the air, your hand glows this sickly green, and you grab the man's shoulder, and immediately he falls to like he stumbles. He's like, ah, clearly very hurt. Roll the damage.
3.
He like falls back. There were still flickers of that weird imp-like creature in the air, and it just vanishes altogether. And he like stumbles into the wall. He drops your silver pouch, and he's like, what did you do to me? What the? Oh, that hurt. What?" And he realizes you're not under whatever spell you were under before, and he's just like, "Listen, it's not a big deal. I'm very sorry." Ah, and he's like holding his arm, and there's just a waft of rot slowly coming off of him now.
I'm gonna just step towards him and say, "We're friends here, right? So
Yeah,
you
your
can
best friends.
you can
What did you do to me?
you
And
can
he's like
tell me
falling
where
against the wall.
you can tell me where the friend we're looking for is." And I want to. Can I do an intimidation check against him?
Go for it. Yeah. Do it with advantage because you're dead.
Oh, because I'm fucking. Oh, damn it. 15.
As you say that, he's just like, yeah, your friends. I don't, Ginger Prince. I don't know. Oh my god. And he's like clearly in so much pain. Like he can't focus on what you're saying at all. He's like sinking into the floor. You're realizing whatever you do to him is not stopped. You're starting to notice like red lines around his neck creeping towards the side of his face, and slowly behind them as if following the traces of his veins are black lines.
Interesting. I'm now that I see that this is getting worse, I'm very concerned. But I'm just gonna pick up my bag and go into the door that his friend ran into, and
As
just
you
leave
as
him.
you as you feel concerned that you are doing something you're not aware of, the sudden surge of power you felt before suddenly vanishes, and the man like starts breathing much more steadily. And as you reach for the bag, he's like, "Yeah, we're friends. We're friends. I'll tell you where you're. Well, what did you want? I can't even." And he's like a little bit discombobulated. He's disoriented, I should say, not
Mhm.
disorientated. But he's clearly not in the same amount of pain he was in before.
Uh, the prince. You Xantherum
Prince?
took him last night.
What?
Is that right?
What are you talking about? I have no idea. Um, he doesn't seem to know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh no. Does okay. Oh, outside of character, does he not know because I'm mixing up Xanathar and Xantherum?
Nope.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
You do recall Volo specifically told you Zentrum kidnapped Floon.
Gotcha.
Um, as far as you're aware, they should be aware if they had a kidnapping operation. You're not sure if he's lying to you or not. If you like, you could kind of observe him and see if you think he's lying.
Yes.
However, he's in a great deal of pain. It's unlikely that he is.
Uh,
He seems to have lost his composure completely. Like he doesn't seem to be concerned about anything other than the fact that his arm seems to be rotting off of his body.
gotcha. Um, did I take my gold back, or did he like try and stop me at all?
No, you picked it up. You
Okay.
didn't even notice you do it. To be honest, like he's like grabbing his shoulder and like massaging it as if he's trying to get some feel back into it. And he's now like opening his clothing, and he's like trying to look at his arm. And as he opens it, the smell of rot gets stronger, and you see for just a brief second that the entire shoulder is black.
Oh, oh boy. Um, I still want to follow his friend, so I'm just gonna be like, okay, I guess if you don't know, then I guess I'm just gonna have to check with your friend that left earlier. And I
As you say this, he's just like, my friend, my friend, and he just falls over.
oh boy, I don't know what to do because I once again think I accidentally killed a guy, and I'm have no idea how to fix it. So I'm just gonna leave and go through the door that the other guy went through.
All right. You leave this unconscious Zentrip thug on the floor. As you walk, you finally see Bonnie. Um, she's already at the door, and she was clearly sneaking up around the building. Because she just rounds the corner and she sees you. And she's a little bit shocked, and she's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. I was trying to like get information from him, and then there was this purple imp thing that kind of looked. It gave like Beholder vibes from Zoblob's shop. Uh, and I think I
Beholder
accidentally
vibes.
killed him. It was purple
What?
like his shop.
And she looks behind you and she sees the unconscious thug. You can't just leave him there. And she like rushes over and like picks him up, and she like clearly gets a little bit repulsed by the smell, and then props him against the side of the alley, and then checks his pulse, pulls out like something from her one of her pouches, tips it into the guy's mouth, makes him chew it, and then relaxes him. And you see, even though he was unconscious before, he was a little tense, his body fully relaxes, and he just kind of leans into the wall and slides down, and now he just looks like any other homeless drunk.
Uh,
And then she like rushes back. Jesus, what if another Zentrum saw him?
I don't know. I've never done this before.
Where'd
Did
the other guy go? She's looking for the younger guy.
he went through
Did you
this
kill him
door?
too?
No,
Oh my god.
no, I didn't kill
Bodzon, did you
him.
incinerate him?
I didn't incinerate him. He went through a door. Let's go. Let's follow him.
What door? What are you talking about?
Did I not see him go through a door? Was that part
You
of the
did.
imp thing?
You guys
Okay,
are standing
cool.
in front of the door.
Okay, go. Yeah, this door. And then I go inside. In the building.
You go inside the building, and as you enter the building,
Oh. What the fuck is in here?
Bodzon,
Oh boy.
Bonnie, come join me. You guys enter the building, and the first thing you notice is that the young man is propped directly in front of you with a giant sword through his chest. He's dead. Um, the rest of the floor plan, it's clearly like a small hideout, basically.
Mm-hmm.
There's like random pieces of paper around. There's a plan. There's like a city map with weird like underwriting on it on the wall, but that's not what catches your gaze. Immediately to your left, there are multiple corpses. There's around 3 or 4 dead people on the floor.
I look at Bonnie. I'm like, I swear I didn't kill this one too.
He's like, yeah, I believe you.
Can I figure out what all this magic stuff on the floor is?
Yeah, if you'd like, you can get closer to the after or the crime scene, I should say.
Yeah.
The bodies.
I can't move myself. I can't move Bodzon.
You don't have the ability to move Botson?
No.
All right. Put Botson in yourself and go to.
Boop.
Can you move?
Yeah.
There you go. Bonnie like walks up to the young guy that was outside earlier, and she's like looking at his body. As you get closer, these weird like orbs that are floating around, they seem to be slowly scrubbing the floor. So there used to be a body here, you can tell, but it's gone, and all that's left is like a pile of blood. But that's also slowly getting absorbed by the orbs.
Gotcha. Like it's cleaning up the crime scene?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as you can tell.
Can I stop it?
Make an Arcana check.
Where's my Arcana? There's my Arcana. Oh, 5.
You reach out to one of the orbs, and you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. So you grab it, and you just like try to do the same thing you did in the alleyway. You're like, I wish this thing to happen. But whatever power that surged within you, it just doesn't show up, and you just kind of look weird holding the orb as it's still actively cleaning the crime. More of the blood fades away, and you start noticing that even the equipment is starting to slowly dissipate into like golden purple dust, and slowly float into the arcanic orbs.
Gotcha. So does it look like, is it like a Roomba where he just kind of like goes over stuff and then
A little
they
bit.
disappear?
Yeah,
Okay.
to use our nomenclature,
Yeah.
the orbs are like floating up to certain objects, and as they stand over them, they slowly
It just kinda,
dissipate
like-
into purple gold
Okay,
color,
got it.
and they float into the orb. And then as it exits into the orb, after a certain point, the orb sort of floats back to another bigger orb. Some weird magical stuff goes into the bigger orb, and then it floats back to the scene, and then starts zooming it up again and floating back. It's all very slow, but
Okay.
you can tell evidence is quickly getting evidence of what happened is getting erased.
Okay.
And as far as you know, there's no way for you to magically stop it using your power. Bonnie, by the way, is still looking at the body of the young man, and
Mhm.
notably, there's 2 bodies here that have no orbs. Both of them are Zentarim. The bodies that the orbs are cleaning up don't look like they're Zentarim.
Do they look like Xanathar, or do they just look like whoever was in here?
They look like Xanatar.
Okay, gotcha. Uh, I'll try and walk past them without getting disappeared
Nothing happens
myself.
to you. They don't
Okay,
even seem to notice you.
cool. And then
As
I'll.
Bonnie also, by the way, also starts looking at the orbs, and you notice her crouch by one of them. And she like pulls out a piece of paper from her pouch, and she's like writing something on a piece of paper, and then she's looking back at the orb, writing something.
Gotcha. I'll take a look at the other body then.
You
What's
walk
this
up to
one?
the other body. Yeah, you to it. You
Yeah.
walk up to the other body, and it's a Zentrum mage, maybe. Um, she's been brutally murdered. Not in some like, oh, stabbed, dead. This person was obliterated. Her
Mm,
head is split open, um, and where her brain should be, there's nothing. And she's just laying there. Her body is in pieces. Like not pieces, but like bones are broken. Uh, like her legs are the awkward angle. It looks like she was hit by a minotaur.
gotcha. Uh, I'll. I guess I'm not gonna check her pockets, but I'll look around for anything like the scraps of paper or anything that might give me a clue as to what they were doing here to figure out why people would come and attack here.
Okay. It is notable that you just saw that young man alive, like literally a few moments ago,
Yeah.
before whatever happened with the older man outside. This
Yeah.
body in front of you is older than is
Gotcha.
another thing you. I would like for you to make a perception check as you look around for stuff. This whole time, as you're like walking around. By the way, in this room there is a staircase that's leading up.
Hmm.
Um, the woman's body is right next to the staircase, and the door at the top is closed. You've not heard anything else in this area so far.
14.
You're sort of like wandering around. Bonnie's still doing whatever she's doing with the arcane orb. You notice that she starts like poking at them a little bit, and she pulls out like weird random objects out of her pouches, and she starts inscribing words on the orbs as you're doing this. Um, and you're still looking for something in the what you now know as a Zentrum hideout.
Hmm.
You find a couple of sheets of paper that are referencing, you know, underground trade, merchant contracts, stuff like that. Nothing that's too direct, except for one thing. You find a portrait of Rayron Neverember, the son of Lord Neverember,
Mm.
and right underneath it is written ransom. And then underneath that portrait is another sheet of paper that has the beginnings of a ransom note, but it's not finished. All that it says is give us, and then a long line of ink across the sheet of paper.
Does it look fresh, like somebody was just writing it, and then a bunch like the
It's
same stuff?
about no,
Uh,
the ink is dried.
okay.
In your time at the paper mill, you've gotten this uncanny ability to tell how old ink is. It's about the same age as the body that you just saw.
Gotcha. Okay. Uh, I'll check what Bonnie's doing to see if she's like turning those things off, and then I'll check the other body as well.
How do you check what she's doing? You ask her or something?
Oh yeah, I'll just be like, are you like, do you know how to turn them off?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to figure it out. I don't want them to get rid of all this information. And
Yeah.
then she, with like a kind of a happy expression, writes a final rune on the side of the orb, taps it, and then this weird harmonic noise starts floating off of it, and the orb just goes, "Eeew," and then punk, 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 just falls onto the floor, bouncing a little bit.
Mm.
The other orbs react slightly. One of the orbs that was closer to it sort of like perks up and then hesitates for a second, goes back and forth between the zone that it was in and the zone this old orb was in, returns to the bigger orb, and then unloads everything, and then goes to where the deactivated orb was and starts cleaning it up. As this is happening, Bonnie turns around, walks up to the bigger orb, writes the same runes on that, taps it, and all of the orbs disengage. They all fall to the ground, and the big orb just goes thump, making this loud noise and rolls over. And out of it, just this weird ash starts to spill out, and the process of the cleanup has been stopped.
Nice. Then I'll
Well, that seemed to work.
Yeah, I was just gonna try and kick him.
Yeah, Durnan would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I
I'll.
want to see if I can't reverse what they were doing. And now she's crushed by the big orb, and she's writing on her piece of paper.
Okay.
Everything you know about Bonnie does not tell you she knows anything about this stuff.
Yeah.
As far as you know, in your life, she's always been a barmaid, albeit a very well equipped one, and who could every now and then summon a magical cart to handle a weird problem at the tavern. But she seems to know exactly what she's doing with these orbs, and she seems to be very well versed artistry, which is the art of imbuing.
Oh no. Did you stop talking or did you disconnect again?
Oh, what? Did you not hear anything I said?
No. You cut off at artificery.
Oh yeah, artistry is the art of imbuing items with magic.
Gotcha.
So she seems to be very well versed in that, which is not something you knew about her before.
Yeah. I'll check on this guy because I know that I just saw him in the alley. So I want to see if the same thing that happened to the body before is what happened to him, or if it was just like somebody else was in here and killed him.
You look at him; he's nowhere near in the same state of like obliterated as the other body. He's just kind of like just stabbed through the chest. The knife that was used, not a knife, sorry, the sword that was used to stab him is a very like rough make. It's just kind of like a sharp piece of steel with loose wrapping around the handle. And notably, it's a little bit like bent. So clearly somebody tried to pull the weapon out and failed and just decided to leave it in his corpse.
Interesting. I guess I'll wait for Bonnie to finish up, and then I'll start looking towards the stairs to go see if somebody else is like hiding in here.
All right. Bonnie's like still inscribing runes when in the middle of one of her inscriptions, you guys hear creaking noises from the room above you, and both of you like look at each other, and Bonnie immediately stops what she's doing, and like and she pulls out this like a glove and she equips it, and as she puts it on, a faint magical card starts forming in her palm, and she just makes like a shushing sign with her hand up upon her lips, and she points at the stairs.
I do my crouch thing again, and I start walking towards the stairs.
All right. As you both walk towards the stairs, please make a stealth check.
10.
All right. As you go up the stairs, you're actually very, very. You seem to be much better at this than you were before. You take care to take each step carefully. You walk up to the door. You slowly creak it open. And as you're doing this, right behind you, Bonnie slips. She goes, shit! And she falls on her hand.
Oh, no.
And you hear just like chittering sounds and then scratching noises and rapid movement in the room above you.
Okay, I'm gonna walk in and put my hands up like I'm a mix between ready to block and also ready to like try and throw another fireball like I've done before. Oh shit. What?
Put your character where you would like to be.
Okay, this is where the stairs are. So I'll try and get I'll get here.
As you go up the stairs, you enter a grisly scene. There's corpses kind of everywhere. Half of them are Xanathar, half of them are Zentarin. You don't have time to think about how many of each. There's these weird owl creatures just around the room. Um, they know you're coming. As you open the stairs, one of them screeches. Um, and Bonnie slowly runs in behind you, and I'm gonna need you to roll initiative.
Yay. Let's use this one. Oh, 17?
17?
Yeah.
Right, very nice. I need to roll some initiatives myself. Give me a second, please.
Hmm?
Oh my god, okay. Bonnie fucked up, but she's ready. Jeez. Yep. How many bird people are there? There's 4, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna turn my AC off.
Go for it.
Ooh.
See, all the bad rolls led to some pretty fucking good rolls there, bud.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know if you heard me.
Oh, no, say it again.
All the bad rolls led to some good rolls.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Finally. All right. Okay. So as you guys run up the stairs, Bonnie, clearly eager to fix the fact that she kind of screwed up your approach to this, um, pushes from behind you and just launches one of her mystical cards at the bird person closest to her. Unfortunately, she seems to be a little bit overeager. The card goes right past its head, explodes into a brilliant flash behind it, and she goes, "Damn it!" And then she kind of runs to the right. The bird person she just tried to attack looks a little bit shook by what just happened. He goes, "Ah!" And then looks to his friends, who all are actually still in the midst of preparing an ambush. It looks like they've sort of started trying to hide, but they weren't ready for you to just be in the room. This is the first one to kind of realize that, and it runs towards you. And it has a sword in its hand, which is exactly the same one that you saw downstairs.
Gotcha.
And it swings at you, and just it's clearly not it's clearly in the same position as the others. It's just the first to act, and it just goes really wide, and it's just ah! And then it stops, and now it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna yell to Bonnie, cover your ears, and then I'm gonna cast Thunderclap. So, everyone has to make a con save. DC 13.
Okay. What's the distance?
100 feet.
The one directly in front of you, ironically, seems to react to what you're doing first. It doesn't know instinctually what you're doing. Sorry, it doesn't know exactly what you're doing, but it instinctually notices that the same power you had in the alleyway has built up into your core and now filled your hands, and you confidently slam your hands together. And a shockwave goes out, but this one in front of you is ready, and it covers its ears and like crouches in front of you, and it's like, ah! And then the other ones. So the one to your, if your character's facing into the room to your right, what'd you say the save was? Doesn't
13
matter.
con.
All right, what's the damage?
5 thunder damage.
All right. The one to your immediate right gets slammed into the wall by the shockwave, and it just sort of like falls over. Is there any other effects to this ability?
Um,
And what type of damage is it? Just thunder damage?
yeah, thunder. Nothing else.
All right. It slams into the wall, and like crackling energy goes across its feathers, and it's just like. And then the one that's further into the room also gets like flung backwards, and it like slams into the floor, and the same thing happens. It's also injured and clearly covered in electric sparks. And the final one almost manages to avoid getting really injured, but the fact that Bonnie is right next to it, she like grabs it and throws it in front of her, and the shockwave hits the bird instead, and it goes, and then it also sort of jitters with electric power, and is also clearly hurt by the attack. You are shocked at how effective this.
I just slam my hands together, and then it, boom.
And power flows out.
Yeah.
The one that's by Bonnie recovers first, and it spins around and it attempts to stab her. It also goes wide. It like right before the blade reaches her, it has a random spasm and it just goes wide. The one to your right flies up to you and also attempts to stab you. It winds up and the blade uh, sinks into your arm, into your outstretched arm. So you're still clapping, and you're still a little shocked by what happened. And the blade sinks into like your forearm and points out. You take 1 second. You take 7 points of piercing damage.
Oh my god. Oh boy. I have 1 hit point left. Oh shit. Okay.
The last Kenku just recovers from being knocked over and rushes to get closer. And it covers about half the distance of the room. As this is happening, Bonnie sort of cries out as you get stabbed. She's just like, Bodzon! And then she sends out a magical card. This card, as it hits you, you don't know why she's aiming at you. So you actually instinctually flinch away, like, what the hell? And it hits you. And instead of what you were expecting, which is an impact of pain,
Mm-hmm.
the blade that's in your forearm gets forcefully pushed out, and the wound seals shut. You're completely healed.
Oh.
You've actually taken you're surprised, and she's like, I can't believe that worked. The bird in front of you sees this happen, and being the most intuitive one of the group goes, and also tries to stab you, but this time more vitally in your chest. However, your thick blacksmith's apron, it hits the blacksmith's apron, and just the knife skips off, and the bird is just clearly shocked because it was not expecting this to happen, and it like slams face first into you, and then like falls backwards and goes, "Arr!" And it's now your turn.
Okay. I am going to.
By the way, you heal 7 points of health.
Yeah, gotcha.
She rolled really high.
Nice. What does this do? Can't take opportunity attacks or can't regain hit points. I don't think they can. I'll do chill touch on the one directly in front of me.
You try to roll your attack.
Oh, yes.
Roll with disadvantage. You are being flanked.
Oh, 11?
With disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the DC on that? Or is that just against AC?
It's a hit. Yeah, it's AC.
Okay. That's 11 with your bonus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You try to recover the same power you felt in the alleyway. You reach out. Which one are you going after? The one that's injured or the one directly in front of you?
The one directly in front of me.
Okay. You reach out. This one just bounced off of you, and you grab it as it's falling backwards. But the power that you had in the alleyway does not seem to arrive here. So something happens, but it doesn't happen the way you'd like it. The creature's clearly injured, but it's more like you harshly grabbed it. And a little bit of electric energy has entered it, and it sort of like shakes a little bit. But it's not the same impact as the one that was in the alley. The one by Bonnie is also a little bit shocked by what just happened with you healing, and kind of makes like a weird noise and like points at her. And you notice that the one that's still in the middle of the room also notices that. And then it tries to stab her. It does succeed. She tries to get out of the way, but she's just not fast enough. She wasn't paying attention because she was trying to heal you. The knife like skims her side, and you see blood start to pool around her outfit on her left side. And now I have to remember how much health Bonnie had. Second. Un momento. Okay. All right. The bird that is directly to your right is still a little bit shocked by what just happened with its knife, and it tries to stab you as well. Like it kind of winds up again, like surprised that the knife is no longer in your arm, and then goes for another quick jab. What's your AC with the helmet? It would be +1. What's your AC normally?
Normally it's 11, so it's 12.
Okay. But wouldn't you be wearing leather armor? What are you wearing with that AC? Leather
Oh.
armor? Because you're wearing the apron, which would be counted as leather armor.
Oh, sure. If you'll let me have the apron as leather armor. Oh,
I mean, you prepped for it.
Yeah. Let me see. Robe does not increase my AC, does it? What did I have before? No, robe does not. Sure, yeah. Tell me what does apron and heavy pants give me?
So 13 AC.
Okay,
for
cool.
leather armor. So you would just be at 14. Okay. This knife, because it's at an awkward angle to you, does go slip past right the blacksmith apron. And it just like it steams across your thorax, and a thin line of blood starts to pool. You take 4 points of damage.
Oof.
The bird in the middle sort of rushes towards Bonnie, who is now like cradling the injury to her left, and also attempts to like swipe at her. It succeeds, so she's now a little bit overwhelmed. It slashes, and she like guards herself with her hands, and it cuts a line through both her forearms. And she's clearly a little bit worse for wear than she was before. She reacts to this almost immediately. She goes, "Bastard!" And she kind of winds back her hand, and another card forms in her palms, and she like claps it together, and the same effect that happened with you happens again. A thunderous like explosion sort of forces itself away from her, and the birds directly next to her, the one that cut her for the first time, gets blown backwards and is severely injured. It flies backwards to here. The one that just attacked her is also blown backwards and is also severely injured. It's right next to you, but it's not conferring any advantage because it's on the ground.
Gotcha.
The bird in front of you, the one who we'll call the more regular one, manages once again to be prepared for the thunderclap. Clearly, just the leader of the group always seems to be prepared. And the one that just stabbed you, very annoying. What is? The one that just stabbed you also seems to be prepared. It like it's hiding behind your body, so the shockwave dissipates across you. As the shockwave reaches you, by the way, it seems to like magically spread out and go around your body, but it does still miss the one that's directly behind you. It is now the bird in front of you. It sort of squawks, points at Bonnie again, and tries to fly over there. As it's trying to fly over there, you have an opportunity to attack it.
Yes, I will. And I forgot to... I have daggers on me. I never had them equipped, so I didn't know that I could use them, but I just put them on. So I also have daggers I can use.
Okay.
7.
To hit?
Yeah.
Okay. You just remembered you had daggers. So you like rush to grab one from your side pocket, and by the time you look up, the bird's already gone.
Okay.
It is now your turn.
That's fine. So what I'm gonna do...
The bird that is to your left is prone. The one that's to your right is standing.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to throw a chromatic orb at the one that's prone. And I'm gonna make it acid damage.
All right. Roll an attack with advantage.
16?
All right. You sort of like point your palm at the bird, and once again, you've kind of been doing this for a little bit now, about a whole day. And it comes more naturally this time, and it actually becomes what you were imagining, which is a big ball of liquid that just dissipates everything in front of it. And a ball of acid forms from your palm, launches out, and how much damage does that do?
3d8.
Okay, you don't have to roll it.
I am going to roll it because if I hit
Okay.
what is it? Hold on. If I roll the same number on 2 or more d8, it leaps to another target.
Okay, go for it.
2 5s and then a 7.
Okay, so 2 5s.
Yes, so that's
So you get to leap to another target.
Yeah, 17. I hit that one, and then I'm gonna hit the like leader one that just moved.
Okay. The ball of acid just literally goes through the bird on the ground. Like there's a sizzling noise, there's a very awful smell. And then you see that the ball is kind of following your palm,
Oh.
and you sort of go, huh? And then you like quickly swerve to try to hit the bird, the leader bird. And then what's the roll on that?
I have to roll attack again and damage again. I rolled an 18 to hit, and then 13, 19 damage.
Yeah. And then you just decapitate the leader. Like the acid ball literally just like goes through its head, and the bird in mid-flight just flops to the floor. Both of them are now dead. Bonk, bonk.
Bonk, bonk.
As this happens, the bird that Bonnie knocked over it actually doesn't seem to be getting up. It is unconscious. And the bird to your right goes, and then, oh, that's the wrong noise. Like that. Not a moan. Doesn't moan.
I look at the bird like, what the fuck? You like this?
It squawks. That's my bad. I'm sick, bro. It's just
No,
my
you're
sick.
good.
And then like really quickly flies into a corner. Goes, no hurt, no hurt me, please.
A- a-
Um,
Having
as it's
heard,
saying this,
yeah,
you're hearing it. It's not saying it in the same sort of tone as the birds were squawking earlier. It actually sounds like a person talking.
like this one might not be the same kind of bird, or like,
You're not sure.
okay,
It's
I
it's very eerie. It's almost like a parrot.
gotcha.
Oh, by the way, as you're like you're injured, you're like holding your apron. This is the
Uh-huh.
first time, by the way, you've ever been hurt like
Yeah,
this.
like actually injured.
Um, you sort of like look at Bonnie, and she's busy. She's like also like cradling her hands, and in her palm is another card. And she like grasps it, and you see the wounds heal the same way they healed on you. And she sort of looks up and she's like, "Are you all right?"
Um, no.
She like rushes over, and she doesn't see that you're injured like directly.
Yeah,
But she sees you're grasping your thorax. She's like, "Come on, let me see, let me see."
I
And
I pull my
yeah,
hand away, and because I've taken, I guess, half my hit points, you just see that it's like cut through the apron just enough that it's like folded inside. So like the strands of leather are mixing in with like the lacerations of skin.
she's like, "Ooh, that's a tough one." And then she pulls out another card forms in her palms. And you notice as she's doing this, this is the first time you've taken a good look at what she's doing when this happens. She's like tapping the base of her palm, and there's like weird little runes on the base of her palm. And she like grasps, she like pushes the card into your thorax, and you flinch because she's like shoving her hand into an open wound. But as the card like hits you the same way as it happened before, instead of feeling like the impact of like an attack, the strands of leather get pushed out, and then slowly the wound gets closed. You're once again fully healed to full.
Gotcha.
Or because I know how much damage you took. You healed 4,
Yeah,
which is how much damage you took. You might have healed even more, but that's what.
but yeah, that's a max.
Um,
Um,
yeah. And the wound is closed. Like it's as if nothing happened. The apron's still fucked up, and
yeah.
your shirt's screwed up, and there's blood everywhere, but you don't feel bad at all.
Okay. I kind of rub my where the wound was, and check for like a scar or something, and don't find one. And when I move my hand away, I inadvertently cast mending, and all of my clothes heal up in the exact same way that and I look at her just like, can you heal clothing too?
Yeah, as you're like pulling your hand away, the innate power that you've been sort of feeling this whole time, going in and out, but like whenever you've been in danger, kind of shifts to like a weirdly calming sensation.
Mm,
And you don't really notice it because you just think you're calming down. This is the first time you've had an adrenaline rush this powerful before.
yeah.
And you say that, and she's just like, "What? No, that was all you."
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm a. Are there blacksmith sorcerers? Is that a thing?
Bonnie's like, "What?" And then in the middle of the conversation, she seems to recognize that you guys were actually still in a room with a creature that just tried to kill you. And she's like, "Hold on." And she spins towards the one that's in the corner, and then she looks back at the one she knocked over, and she taps something on the base of her palm. A card forms. She launches it, and the creature disintegrates. The one that's knocked down on the ground.
Gotcha.
And then she turns back to the one in the corner, and she's like, "All right, buddy." And another card forms in her palm. "I think we need to talk." And the bird thing is just like, "Ah, no, please don't hurt me, please." But again, in a voice that sounds human.
Interesting. I kind of put my hands up and I step a little bit closer to it.
Oh, sorry, I just moved you. I meant to move Bonnie.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Uh, what are you doing in here? Can they talk too, or just you?
Um, who's they? You mean the bird?
Yeah, I kind of like point to the birds, and then I point back at the one that's talking. I'm like, do all of you talk, or is it just you that talks?
All right. Make a history check for me.
History check. Oh. Oh, 22.
In the heat of the moment, you didn't really have time to recall the Volo's Guide to Monsters and Beasts that you used to read as a kid. Your mom had the book. It was your favorite book at the time. But now that you've taken a pause, all of this has tickled something in the back of your mind from that faraway time, and you realize what you're speaking to is a Kenku. They're sort of like beast men creatures
Mm,
who are usually hired to steal and kill. Um, they only speak in the voices of those they've killed. Um, they do not have the ability to speak in their own voice, but they do understand basic common on a certain level, and they will reply to you with the closest approximation that they can have.
gotcha. So like they can hold a they can have a conversation, but they only say kind of like Wally, where they only say the words that they can parrot back from things they've heard.
Yes, from
Gotcha.
the book when you were younger, when you read it, you remember it saying specifically that they tear out the vocal cords of those they've slain and
Ah,
consume them, and only after that can they speak in the same voice. And they actually frequently use this talent to find new victims
mhm.
um, by pretending to be a loved one or someone close to gain access to them to murder. They're a popular choice for assassins among the Xanathar.
Gotcha. I knowing that I knowing that it can actually have a conversation with me, I kind of like gesture at it, like threaten it a little bit, and be like, um, "Did you say Xanathar?"
I said Xanathar. It did not say Xanathar. You
Yeah, yeah,
recall
yeah,
that
yeah. I
these
that
are
that
employed by
Xan
Xanathar.
yeah, yeah, but Xanathar uses them. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, did Xanathar send you in here?
Roll a charisma check. Sorry, intimidation check with advantage, please.
Cool. Cool.
Sorry, what did you do? You just pointed at it menacingly.
Yeah, kind of.
You get advantage because it's in a corner and Bonnie is standing right next to you.
Cool.
It just watched you decapitate its leader and Bonnie incinerate its friend, or you assume friend.
Yeah.
They probably don't.
I was gonna use thaumaturgy to get advantage anyway.
Okay.
19.
Um, as you say that, it goes. Its voice turns into like a gruff orc's voice. Xanathar sends its regards.
Ah. Okay. Um. Did you take anything off of the guy that came in downstairs?
No time to loot the place. Just get him to the boss.
Hearing that, not knowing if it is an actual connection, um, do you know anything about? Oh wait, what's his name? Do you know anything about Rayron?
Tie up the pretty boy in the back room. Follow the yellow signs in the sewers.
They took him into the sewers?
Tie up the pretty boy in the back room. Follow the yellow signs in the sewers. And then after that,
Yeah.
please, don't hurt me, please.
And okay, but wait. So
It's two
that
different voices.
it's yeah, yeah, yeah. And the second voice, it doesn't sound like. Would I know what Rayron sounds like, or Was his name Flume? Floon?
You've never met Floon. You've met Rayron before. When you were a bit younger at the paper mill. He sounds like a very well, like a noble. He sounds very grammatically correct, eloquent, and
Gotcha.
he has like a nice, deep, rich voice.
Okay. So that's not
None of the voices you've heard.
yeah. That's not
for
his
sure.
voice. Got it. Okay.
100%.
Um. Is Xanathar coming back?
Xanathar sends its regards.
Okay. We'll leave you alive, but don't let
Please,
Xanathar.
I'll give you anything you want. Please, just leave her alone.
Don't let Xanathar know we were here.
Xanathar sends its regards. Please, I'll leave you alive. Just don't let him have her.
Okay.
It's like crouched in the corner,
Yeah.
and as it's saying these things in different disembodied voices, it's like nodding its head, like clearly,
Understanding.
very, very agreeably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll take a quick look around the room to see if there's anything that is important
Real quick,
up here.
the second voice you heard,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't sound like a thug or anybody else you've met before who's that term is Xanathar.
Mhm.
It sounds like the voice of a peasant, and it sounds very desperate.
I'm gonna look at Bonnie and see if she is like ready to just kill this thing.
As you look at Bonnie, you notice her expression for the first time you've ever met her is in like genuine rage. And as you look at her, for basically like, do we just get rid of it? She doesn't even notice you looking. She puts out her palm and just incinerates the creature. And she spits on the ashes. She's just like, fucking bastard.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bodzon, I need a moment. And she like walks to the corner of the. Why don't you take a look around? And she like sort of crouches down. Don't mind me. I'll be okay.
I like look at her and I motion to like put my hand on her shoulder, and then I look at my hand, and then that little like crackle of lightning between my fingers happens again. And I just kind of put my hand away and turn around, and I'll go look around the rest of the room to see if there's anything I can find.
All right. She did not seem to notice that you reached out, as far as you can tell. She's very focused on the floor. You walk into the middle of the room. You didn't have a chance to take a good look at it before. Now that you've things have quote unquote calmed down. There are two more bodies, just like the one on the first floor, that are just destroyed. Both of them are wearing wizard's robes. They actually look identical to the body on the first floor, and you realize that they're probably triplets. They're all a little bit different in some way. There's like a mole on the cheek of one. There's a birthmark on the arm of another. But in this state of just horrific carnage, it's really. There is no papers up here. Make a perception check for me.
19?
None of these bodies have blade marks. They were not stabbed or cut in any way.
So they weren't killed by the Kenku.
As far as you can tell, they were not killed by the.
Gotcha.
In fact, one of the Kenku, one of the Kenku leader, the one who you decapitated, you notice on its sprawled form, it has a little satchel.
Oh. I'll take it and open it.
you gently lift the satchel off, or I mean, how would you like? You can, I don't know, whatever. You
Yeah.
gently lift the satchel off the body, um, gingerly, because this has never happened to you before, except for when you killed a troll yesterday. You're quite the adventurer now. You push the body to the side, open the satchel, and inside are scraps of paper. And on them is a map. Uh, one that you recognize. It's the dock ward with
Mm,
weird runes that are like written in different areas. It's some kind of cipher that you don't recognize. But there's arrows that point to something that looks like an entrance on them. And then the other sheets of paper, you recall from the conversation with the Kenku you interrogated, where it says follow the yellow sign. There are marks that say the word yellow, and it looks like a sewer plant.
gotcha. Is it is it nearby?
Um, roughly, it's probably like a 15-minute walk from where you are. It
Gotcha.
leaves the dock ward.
Okay, okay. So it's like from the dock ward going that way.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
the entire dock ward. The map is the entire dock ward, and then it's literally just outside of it. So you leave from the opposite side from which you entered, and then somewhere in there is the entrance. Notably, that it's not directly just marking an entrance; it's like a circle
Hmm.
of an area, and there is a cipher across the page, which you do not know what the cipher is.
Okay. I'll go back over to Bonnie and kind of crouch down next to her and just be like, "You okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, that voice. It just sounded. It's too close. Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's not somebody I know. And she
Okay.
just sort of gets up.
I stand up
I just
with
hate
her.
it.
Oh,
I just hate it when things pretend to be somebody.
yeah.
It's the
Is
worst kind of thing.
is that did something happen with somebody you know like that?
As you say this, she's just like she starts shaking her head very aggressively. Make a perception check.
18.
She's shaking her head as if to say no. But the way her body posture is, her body language is telling you that yes. And
Okay.
then she looks at you. She's like, No, it's nothing that's ever happened. It's just, hearing the stories at the tavern. What'd you find?
I show her the map. I'm like, it looks like it's somewhere in the sewers, like it was saying.
That's a runic cipher. She grabs the piece of paper. Huh. Man, these guys are not clever at all. And she points at the runic ciphers. She's like, this means something, you know, in an artificer. And she sort of starts talking to herself. And it's basically an equation for a bunch of different things. But the way they wrote it, it's gibberish. They're just using the runes as arrows. And as she points that out, it makes sense to you. The way the runes are labeled, it's as if it's a language, but they all have a flow that points to a specific area in the circle.
Mm,
If you just pay attention to that. She's like, it's probably right here. Like points at the map.
cool. Well, it's not too far from here, so
Not at all. We should probably get going. She sort of starts looking at the bodies of the Kenku, and she's just like, should we turn the evidence bots back on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just go
She's
back
like nods in
downstairs.
agreement. And you guys go back downstairs. And she walks over to the big bot again, and she finishes what she was doing. Um, and the bot slowly activates. It goes, "Ew." And then this time, instead of going back to the same places, the orbs start floating towards the other bodies in the room, and slowly they start disintegrating and getting sucked into the bots. And then she sort of pats the top of the big orb, and she's like, "Good boy." And then she looks back at you, and she's like, "They'll clean it up." And then I changed its destination. It's coming back to the yawning portal. I'm sure Turnan's gonna love this.
Oh, yeah. There's This thing could clean up so many messes.
Oh yeah, I love these things. She like looks back at them. I haven't seen them in so long. Yeah, only the best City Watch investigators have them.
Mm.
They store all of the information in ash, and if you ever want to see it again, and she taps the side of the big orb, and suddenly at your feet, sort of shockingly, a corpse of an orc appears, and then like to the side there's a corpse of a kobold and a corpse of a goblin. Where before you thought the evidence was being disintegrated and removed, you realize what it's really doing is creating a perfect replica of what happened. And now it occurs to you that probably that means the City Watch was already here.
Gotcha. And I realizing that I am concerned because the Kinku are upstairs still, or were upstairs still. So I pat one of the little bots like she did to the big one, and then start walking out.
As you both sort of exit uh, this hideout, quote unquote, you're standing once again in front of the skewered not in front, but like about 2 blocks away from the skewered dragon. Since you'd been following these thugs through the alleyway, um, you guys are gonna follow the map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The second you step outside, you hear hut 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 and like the clanking of metal, and from the alleyway that you originally came um, from where that crime scene was, a parade of City Watch with the Zentrum like in cuffs starts jogging by, and 2 of them stop. One of them not wearing the same armor or anything similar to. Um, 2 of them stop. Sorry, 2 of them stop. Both of them wearing like the city guard armor, and they look down at their feet, and at their feet is this weird little creature that you don't really recognize what it is, but it's wearing like a little detective's hat. And it's sort of like scratching its head, and then like puts its arms against its waist, and then it clearly makes some kind of gestures. And both the City Watch guards look up just as you exit the hideout, and immediately go, "You there! Stop!"
I put my hands up and kind of look at Bonnie.
Bonnie's not there.
I'm gonna thunderclap to distract them and run.
As you like reach out to do the thunderclap, and once again, you're starting to get used to this. The feeling of power that sort of surges into you. Normally, you needed the adrenaline before to really do anything. This time, it feels like you can do it yourself, and you clap your hands, and a weird sizzling sound comes out. And you see the little guy that they were talking to earlier has his hand out, kind of in a bored expression, and you see he has one eyeball, and it's like kind of curved upwards as if to go, really? And you feel all of the power that you felt before drain out of your body, and suddenly your hands are in arcane cuffs.
Can I still run?
You can try.
I'm just gonna start running then.
You turn around and you start running, and the city watch behind you are going, "Wait a minute!" And then you hear just a little voice, "It's fine. I already saw everything from the bots. They're really not at fault." And as you run past, uh, like you running across from the building, you look to your right, and there's Bonnie in the shadows, and she's like genuinely surprised. The arcane cuffs at your hands sort of just dissipate, and you just hear the voice again. Just let them go, guys. It's really not a big deal. They dealt with whatever the fuck was happening in there. We gotta look at it anyways. Just leave it alone. Whatever the girl did, I'll figure it out. And behind you, you hear the guard go, "But," and then he's like, "Steve, I swear." And then you guys keep running, and they've sort of you've managed to get away, basically. That will be it for now. You're running towards, I assume, the entrance that you discovered on the map.
Yep.
That's session 2. That's all I
Yay!
have.
We
Alrighty,
did it.
we did it. What'd you think?
That was great. That was very fun. I got a helmet, and I murdered so many birds.
You skipped a whole area.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Where?
You didn't go into the skewer dragon. I should have
Oh,
realized you might not have, but you never did. And I was like, I had a whole thing.
I didn't
It's
realize
fine.
we needed to. I assumed
No,
I
it's
did.
okay.
Well, I assumed that they weren't in the place when they got kidnapped. When Volo had his thing. So I was like,
Yeah, that's fine.
why would I
No, it's
need to go
natural progression
inside?
of the story. I just
Yeah.
had to adjust something, so it's not a big deal. It was just like you didn't go in, and I was just like, shit, I really shouldn't have set up the Zentrum agent so close to the skewer dragon, but it's fine. Yeah.
Was okay. I see the guy. If I went in there, would I have seen the guy and then like followed him out to the?
There was multiple ways that could have happened.
Okay,
Um,
gotcha. I also see the
you would
little
have been
guy in the
introduced to,
corner.
yeah, you would have been introduced to the little guy a little earlier. But there's a few characters. They'll probably show up later. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll use them somewhere else. All right. Yeah. By the way, I'm not like handicapping the combats or anything. If
Hmm.
you're worried that's what's happening, genuinely, Bonnie just rolled really well. So
There was in the middle of that fight at one point I was like, man, this is a little easier than I was expecting, and then like the next turn I was like, man, this is a little harder than I was expecting. And then she healed herself.
yeah.
I wasn't worried that I was gonna go down. Well, I was worried I was gonna go down when I had 1 hit point, but then Bonnie healed me, and then immediately after that, I was like, "What if Bonnie goes down? What happens if Bonnie dies?" Because Bodzon knows nothing. Bodzon has no idea what's going on right now.
He got close.
Yeah, I went down to
It was
one.
unlikely. What'd you say?
I went down to
You went
one,
down to 1.
and
You
yeah,
almost died. You got lucky, to be honest. The second stab would have killed you or knocked you down.
yeah,
If that was the case, I'm not going to just end the thing like that, but
yeah. No,
we would have gone down a different route, basically. But you managed. You pulled through.
I also keep accidentally almost killing people.
What do you mean?
With the Zenthorn guy outside.
I mean, I just figured that's like, to be honest, I'm just following the route that you're not experienced with what you're doing.
Yeah,
Um, so that was pretty much that.
it was
Nothing
very
too
fun.
crazy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I was very sick for like the last 2 days,
Mm.
and I finally felt better, and now my voice is gone. Like, I can't do any deep voices. I did not mean to moan as the bird. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ.
That one was good.
That was so funny. I was like, that is not what happened. It did not moan. No, that was really funny. But yeah. And you went through most of the stuff I was expecting you to go through.
Yeah.
Um, it was fun. I can't wait for the next one. This module is cool to work with. I'm not following it like one for one.
Hmm.
I'm adding my own little flares and shit, but it's so nice to just have a system to follow and be like, okay, this is the general story arc.
Hmm.
And I don't have to like
Yeah, you
I
don't
can
have to
focus
come
more
up
on
with a whole thing.
characters. It's more like I can focus on creative characters rather than just story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have to be like, this is the story. I have to like come up with this complex, convoluted story. I can just be like, this is the story, and here are my cool characters I can throw into it and have fun with. All right, so next session 3, probably gonna have to be in like 2 weeks,
Okay.
just because I'm gonna be busy all of next week. But we'll see. Maybe like next week, midweek, we'll have.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm ready whenever. and this
All
is
right.
very fun.
As long as you're having fun. You just let me
Mhm.
know if you're not, by the way.
No,
I'm not like gonna
yeah,
get upset.
yeah. I think not that I want to say like there's a no way that I won't have fun, but like D&D, since it's kind of like a story, like make up as you go kind of game, it's kind of hard not to have fun because I still have enough control that like if I want to do something specific, I can just like do that, or at least
Yeah,
like
I'm not trying to railroad you, by the way.
yeah.
If I hope you don't feel I am. I'm not
No,
trying to.
I'm still getting used to like having a personality, I guess. Like
Uh-huh.
like s- uh, doing things the way that I would want the character to be doing it, as opposed to just um like when you were describing me picking up the satchel, as like I
Mhm.
forgot that like I can describe how I pick up the satchel instead of like just saying what I would do, because I'm the entire time um I'm able to like visualize things, so I don't think to describe what I'm
Right.
doing because I'm already visualizing it, you know?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Oh, by the way, if I ever say something you don't think your character would have done, just correct me and tell me how you would have done it. That's
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to follow what I think your character would do,
Yeah.
and that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah. All right. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun to make. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest with you. I'm just like I found one artist who has so much art.
Mhm.
And I'm just looking through this and I'm like, that could be a character, and that could be a character, and that could be a character. And I'm just like saving it, and now I have like 100 different characters, which will never get used. It's not fucking possible. Yeah. I'm also trying to change the design of the monsters a little bit
Mhm.
because I don't like some of them. Like for example, the Sturges from the troll fight. They're so fucking ugly, dude.
Yeah.
I do not like Sturges. They look ridiculous. They look like a gangly bat.
Yeah.
They look like a mosquito bat.
Yeah. They're little gross like demon mosquito things.
Yeah. I was like, I could save that for something else. That's just too weird. I like the little goblins with their ears that are their wings. I just think that's funny. Yeah. All right, cool. Next session I need to just make it and then I'll let you know. But it should be like either mid. So the next week, I mean like uh after the next weekend,
Mhm.
mid that week, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the earliest I'll be done. All right, sweet. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay, yeah. See ya.
See ya.
Bum, bum, bum. All right. That was episode 2 of Vol de Dragoon with Bodzon. Definitely not Peter Parker in an iron helmet. Well, thank you for watching. Uh, and thank you to everybody who's watching in the future. If you like what you see, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and keep coming back, because I'm going to keep doing this. And I've got, on top of this, I'm doing this live because it's easier for me to go through than my Baldur's Gate playthrough that I have, no joke, like a full day's worth of like a full 24 hours worth of recording that I need to go through. And I put up one episode and I have like 2 more hours of just that one session. So that'll be coming out. This will keep happening as often as possible. Um, and I'm going to be doing more stuff. There's a bunch of games that just came out. 2XKO just came out. I'm going to be playing that probably. Um, when Battlefield 6 comes out, that was fun. I'm going to play more of that. When Marathon comes out in like 6 months, I don't know, or whenever they have a playtest that doesn't have an NDA, that'll come out. Um, so much stuff. So subscribe and keep coming back for more fun things. Okay, bye bye. Have a great day or night or whenever you're watching this. Have fun and be nice. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye bye.